What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm going to review the Thrunite TW10, which is a brand new weapon light from Thrunite. And this is a budget-priced weapon light, and I believe this light is a great alternative to an expensive Streamlight TLR1 or TLR2 or TLR3. I don't know which one they're up to nowadays, but last I checked they were up to TLR3. But those weapon lights are over $200, and this Thrunite TW10 that you see right here, you can pick up for $55 on Amazon. And this weapon light was actually designed by Black Scout Survival. And I have no affiliation with Black Scout Survival. I've never talked to him. I've never met him. Thrunite did send me this light to review, and I'm trying to give as honest of a review as possible. I would never promote a product that I wouldn't use myself and I wouldn't trust my life with myself. But this light is a great alternative if you don't want to spend $200 or $300 on a weapon-mounted light for your pistol or even your shotgun or long gun rifle. This is a great alternative. You can pick this thing up for $55 as of the recording date of this video, which is July 18th, 2021. And I'm actually going to include a 20% off discount code in the description box. So not only can you get this thing super cheap for 55 bucks, but you can apply a 20% discount code on top of the $55, which will knock the price down even more. Okay, so check the promo code out in the description box to get another 20% off of the already low price of 55 bucks. So that'll probably get it down to like $45 or $50 before shipping. I mean, I think that's a really good price for a weapon light. And this was made, like I said, by Black Scout Survival with Thrunite. They teamed up together and they made this weapon light together, and they designed this thing to be priced for the common citizen and to also be rugged and reliable and effective. And just looking at this thing from the outside, just taking a quick look at it from the outside, you can see it's well constructed. You can see how thick that aluminum is there around the flashlight head. It's just really well built. You can feel the quality in your hand. You know, I was a little bit skeptical when they sent me this because I saw the price and I said, man, how can you make a really good weapon light for such a low price? But one thing about Thrunite is that they're really good at making high quality lights for decent prices. You know, they've got it down to a science. I wanted to just review this thing for you guys quickly. So the way this thing works, it's very simple, and that's one of the things I like about this weapon light, is that there's no modes or any kind of memory or anything like that. It's just one mode, and it's just a high mode. So there's no low, there's no medium, and there's no strobe. Okay, it's just one mode, and the mode is 900 lumens in brightness. So this is the mode right here, the only mode that you get with this light, 900 lumens, which is very bright. And for a self-defense situation, you want that nice bright light so you can light up an area. And if you're searching an area, you want that nice bright light so you can light up the area, and also you can blind any possible attacker, whether it's a two-legged threat or a four-legged threat. That 900 lumens of brightness will temporarily blind your attacker, and that'll give you a window of opportunity to counterattack or to fire your weapon. And the attachment is really simple. There's a little recoil lug here, and you can change it out. You see there's little Allen screws there, and you can change it out for either a Glock style rail or a normal Picatinny rail with the 1913 specs. And you can see here I have the Picatinny rail slot on there. You see 1913, and you see the little Allen screws there. So all you do is you just take those screws off and put your Glock style slot on there if you want to mount this to a Glock. But otherwise, if you want to mount this to your AR or your pick rail pistol or shotgun, whatever, that's how you would do it. And attachment is really simple. There's a screw here on the side, and you could either use a screwdriver or you can use a quarter. And what you do is you loosen the screw when you get it out of the box. You loosen it up, and there's a spring in there, okay? And as you see, when I push on the button, the clamp here comes off, and all you do is you push this down, you slide it over your rail, and then you let go, and then you tighten the screw down. You don't have to make it super tight, but you tighten it down because you already have the spring tension in there, and you have the recoil key. And so you just tighten it down either by hand or with a quarter, and you're good to go, okay? And there's only 2 buttons on this thing, and again, as I mentioned, there's one mode, and it's just high. It's 900 lumens, and so you have a button on either side. You have a round rubber button. It doesn't really stick out too much, which I like. You know, I don't like the ones that have like a switch or like a weird button. You know, this is really simple. You can put your finger on it and you just press it and it turns on, okay? And you have the same button on the right side and the left side. Both sides have the buttons are in the same location, okay, as right or left, so it's ambidextrous. And the way to change the battery, you just unscrew the head off, okay? The head comes off, and then it comes with this 18350 battery. This is actually the first time I've seen this type of battery. And you can always buy these on the internet. It's not a very common battery. You're not going to be able to get this at your local store. But if you go to like batteryjunction.com or Light Junction or even the Thrunite website, you can get these 18350 batteries. They're rechargeable. And some of these batteries you can get that have a little micro USB slot on the top, and you can just plug your micro USB into it. But this one actually has a built-in charger in the back. So there's a little flap here. Let me just see here. Here's a little flap. And you just plug in your charging cable here. And it's like the same one that you use for Apple products, iPhones. And it comes with this cable here. And the other side is just a regular USB. So you just plug this in the back here, and it'll charge this battery, okay? You just put it in and it'll charge it, okay? But the housing is really rugged, as you can see. It's just a really nice flashlight for the money. Again, 900 lumens. And I'll just quickly show you how to operate it. So there's one mode like I mentioned, but you can either do momentary on or constant on. Okay, so if you want to have it on constantly, you press it quickly and let go, all right? And it'll stay on, and then you shut it off. So I'll show you guys again. You press quick and let go. Or if you just want a momentary on, you press it down and you hold it, okay? And then when you let go, it'll shut off, all right? So that's the momentary on. And then here's the constant on, okay? So very simple to use, very rugged. You know, for the price, it's a good entry-level weapon light. You know, you could even use this as a training light if you do any kind of training. If you do low light pistol training or low light training, you could use this as a training light because, you know, it's so cheap. It's only 55 bucks. And then if you put in the 20% promo code, it'll knock it down even more. So you can't really go wrong with it. And I'm just going to read you some of the specs here. So this way you guys know exactly what you're getting. And so it has 900 lumens. And What'll happen is once this thing starts to heat up, if you have it running for a while, it'll step down to 427 lumens after a couple of minutes of running, because it'll get hot, and every flashlight does that. It has a runtime of just over 2 hours. It has a throw distance of 125 meters, and I'm going to attach some beam shots at the end of the video, and pretty much that's about accurate, you know, around 100 meters, maybe 150, but that's about the maximum distance. This is meant for use on a pistol, so it's not going to throw the beam very far, but it does have a good flood effect. So the beam is very wide, and it's more of a floodlight than it is a throwing light, okay? This thing will have a good flood effect in an area, and it will light up an area very wide in front of you. And I'll show you guys that at the end of the video in my beam shot tests outside at night. It's impact resistant to 1.5 meters, so you can drop it 1.5 meters, and it's tested not to break. And it's IPX8 waterproof, which is one of the higher waterproof ratings. It's waterproof down to 2 meters for up to 30 minutes. So that's very good. And it also has an indicator of the battery level on the back over here. Now, another thing with the Thrunite flashlights that I want to mention is that you get a 2-year free replacement warranty. If something were to happen with this light within 2 years of normal use, they'll replace this light for you 100%, no questions asked. They'll just ship you a new one, okay? If something were to happen from normal use, 2 years, okay? You also get a 30-day refund through Amazon, so you can return this thing. If you don't want it, you can return it within 30 days and get a full refund. And then you also get limited lifetime maintenance. So after 2 years of purchase, after the 2 years of the free replacement expires, you get limited lifetime maintenance, where they'll send you parts or they'll fix it for you at a discounted rate. But this thing is so affordable, you could just buy a new one if it were to fail. You know, it's not expensive. So I highly recommend this flashlight, guys. I think it's even just as an entry-level light or for training, and honestly, even for home defense, I don't see anything wrong with it. I haven't seen any problems with it so far. So now it is type 3 hard coat anodized, so that's good. And so this flashlight comes with 2 spare O-rings. It comes with your Glock style slot and your 1913 Picatinny rail slot, and you also get an Allen key or Allen wrench to attach those. You also get a spare rubber flap for the battery charging terminal in the back. But I absolutely love this flashlight, and stay tuned for some beam shots of this flashlight outdoors at night. Alright guys, just wanted to show you how bright this Weaponlight is, and it's 900 lumens. And you can see those trees back there. They're about 25 yards away. Those dried up tree trunks there. There's a swamp over here. And this brush here is probably about 5 yards away, but you can see it illuminates everything pretty well. And further back, you can see that white reflector over there. There's a little bridge, and that reflector's probably about 50 yards away. And it's a little bit hard to get it on camera, but I can clearly see that area where that white reflector is. And there's also some trees behind that reflector, probably about 75 yards away, and I can make out most of what's over there by the tree line. So it's a very bright light. It has a nice wide beam. So as you can see, the beam is fairly wide. You know, this is just a standard 2-lane country road, and I can see both sides of the road plus the shoulders. It has a good flood. It's not so much designed for throwing. It's more of a flood. So it covers a wide area, but it doesn't throw the beam that far. I would say realistically, 100 yards would be the maximum operating distance for this light. But anything within 50 yards is going to light up, this light is going to light up anything within 50 yards very easily. And, that flood is really good for a self-defense light because it covers a wide area in front of you. So if you're searching an area or you're in the forest and you're concerned about predators, having this light, it's going to light up a very wide area. And look at how bright it is, guys. I mean, I can see everything here. I could pick bugs off the ground here. So check that out. Look at how bright it is. You can see everything here on the ground. So that's what you want in a self-defense light, especially one that's mounted on a pistol. You have to remember that this light is designed to be mounted on a pistol. You can mount it on a long gun, but it's not going to throw the beam super far. Like I said, about 50 yards to 100 yards is probably the maximum range for this light. You could stretch it out to 150, but it's not going to be that bright at 150 or 200 yards. But within 100 yards, easily, it's going to light up any kind of threat. But within 50 yards, it's really going to be very bright, and it has that nice flood effect, like I said. And again, for self-defense light, having that flood effect is really good because it lights up not just the long distance in front of you, but it lights up to your left and to your right. So it's easy to scan a large area with this light. And again, if this thing is mounted on a pistol, inside of 50 yards is really all you need. Or if it's mounted on a shotgun, that's really all you need. But I'm impressed with this light, so just wanted to show you guys the beam shots here. And there's a power pole. That power pole is probably about 25 yards away, and it lights up everything very well. It's a nice beam. It's nice and crisp and bright. So I'm definitely impressed with this beam here.